Hello everyone, this is Pooja Sharma and this is class 10 Political Science lesson 1 Power Sharing. In this chapter we are going to discuss about story of Belgium, story of Sri Lanka and forms of power sharing. So let's move to our first story or case study of Belgium. So Belgium is a small country of Europe as the area of Haryana. So in that we can see the different ethnic composition. In the ethnic composition of this small country is very complex. The population of this country is over of 10 million people which live in area of 30,000 square kilometer. This country is linguistically divided into three parts. First is Dutch. So it's 59% of population live in Flemish region and speak Dutch language. And another 40% people are remain in Wallonia region which speak French language. And in that 1% people of the Belgian speak German. In its capital, that is Brussels, we can see 80% people speak French while 20% people are Dutch speaking. So this is the ethnic composition of Belgium. So what was the Belgian leaders did? If too much complex is there, so what step has taken by the Belgian leaders? So their constitution prescribes that the number of Dutch and French speaking ministers shall be equal in the central government. Means they are taking different measure for the country so that some power of the central government have been given to the state government of the two regions of the country. The state government are not subordinate to the central government. Brussels has a separate government in which both the communities have equal representatives. So constitution prescribes that the number of French and the Dutch speaking ministers shall be equal in the central government. Thus, no single community can make decision unilaterally, because when the Dutch and French both leaders are accepting any decision, then the decision will be accepted. Many power of the central government were given to the state government. So state government are not subordinate to the central government. Brazil has a separate government in which both the communities has equal representation. Means equal representative of the Dutch and the French. So the Dutch speaking communities has accepted equal representation in the central government. Community government has the power regarding cultural, language and educational based issues. Means in 1% we can see the French speaking peoples also there. So that is for them, that is community government has the power regarding cultural, language and educational based issues. So what the conclusion here, that is Belgian leaders realize that the unity is possible only by representing the feeling and interest of everyone. So unity of the nation can be achieved by respecting feelings and interest of everyone's and sharing the power equally. That's why they are sharing their power equally in the three regions, that is Dutch speaking, French speaking and the German speaking. So that's why we can see that it's a very complex country, but they are dividing their powers equally without any conflict. Now we can see the case of Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's Independence Day is February 4, 1948. So in that we can see that 74% are Sinhala speaking peoples and 18% are Tamils, Sri Lankan and 8% are Christian. Those are Sinhala speaking and Tamil speaking both. So in Tamil, in Sri Lanka, there is a two type of peoples, that is Sri Lankan Tamils, that is 13%, and Indian Tamil, that is 5%. So Sri Lankan Tamils are there, those are the native people of Sri Lanka. Indian Tamils are there, those are shifted from India to Sri Lanka for at the time of colonial period for plantation. Those are Indian Tamils. So we can see the majoritarianism in Sri Lanka. So what is the majoritarianism? Is a belief that the majority community should be able to rule a country in which ever way it wants by disregarding the wishes and needs of the minority. It has been adopted in Sri Lanka in the many ways that by passing in that measures by Sinhalas. What kind of measures has taken by that? By passing an act in 1956 which recognized Sinhalas as the only official language and further Buddhism has a state religion to be protected and fostered, and thus disregarding language and cultural of minorities Tamil. The government adopt preferential policies that favored majority Sinhalas over minority Tamils in government jobs and universities positions. Thus, discrimination of Tamils in Sinhala or in Sri Lanka. Tamil protest when they realized that they are being discriminated, which soon converted into civil war. Many Tamils decided and were forced to leave the nation. Citizenships to them was denied by the new law. So that so many are died in there and many are leave the nation. So that civil war affected social, economic and cultural life of Sri Lanka very badly. So now our next is principle of democracy. People are the source of all the political power. Majoritarianism can undermine the unity of the nation. They rule themselves through the institution of self governance. Respect is given every group and its view. Everybody has equal share in shaping public policy. So these are the main principles of democracy. If these things are accepting, then the democracy can run properly. So now we can move to the next topic, that is forms of power sharing. Before going to the forms of power sharing, we can see that first is horizontal power sharing, that is among different organs of government. When we have a different organs of the government, this is according to that we are dividing our powers in legislative, executive and judiciary. In legislative, in judiciary. Second is vertical power sharing. Power share is in that power is shared among different level of the government, like union, state government and local government, which we can see in our country. So that is the vertical power sharing. Then is power sharing among social groups. Power is also shared among different social groups, like community government in Belgium. We can see that they are sharing their power in one more group. So that is such as the religious and linguistic group. It helps to reduce the possibility of conflict between social groups, since social conflict often leads to violence and political instability. Power sharing is a good way to ensure the stability of political order. So in India there are constitutional and legal arrangement whereby socially weaker sections and women are represented in the legislature and administration. The system of reserve constituencies in assembly and the parliament of our country. This type of arrangement is meant to give space in the government and administration to diverse social group who otherwise would feel alienated from the government. And then power sharing among political party. So power is also shared among different political parties. Election ensure that power does not remain in one hand. In the coalition government, small political parties and more important and powerful. So secondly, in the form of pressure groups, the trade, farmer, industries and workers association exercise power on government. So these are the forms of power sharing. In horizontal power sharing, have the advantage also that this type of distribution of power ensure that none one of the organs exercise unlimited power. Each organ check the other, hence this is called a system of check and balance. This system develop a balance of power among various institutions. So in that we can see legislative, executive and judiciary all can check and balance of each powers. No one is superior to anyone, no one can order or ordinate to, all are subordinate to each other. So our chapters important terms are completed. I hope you understood all the terms of this chapter. Thank you.